Disable commands. Some Emacs commands are disabled so that beginning users cannot use them by accident. If you type one of the disable commands, Emacs displays a message saying what the command was and asking you whether you want to go ahead and execute the command. If you really want to try the command, type spacebar and can answer to the question. Normally, if you do not want to execute the disable command, answer the question with N. Type Control X, Control L, which is a disable command, and then type N to answer the question. Okay. Windows. Emacs can have several windows, each displaying its own text. We will explain later on how to use multiple windows. Right now, we want to explain how to get rid of extra windows and go back to the basic one window editing. It is simple. Control X one window, that is kill all other windows. What is control? Sorry, that is Control X followed by the digit 1. Control X1 expands the window which contains the cursor to occupy the full screen. It deletes all other windows. Move the cursor to this line and type Control U 0 Control L. Control U 0 Control L. Type Control H K Control F. H, K, Control. See how this window shrinks while a new one appears to display documentation on Control F command. Type Control X1 and see the documentation listing window disappear. There's a whole series of commands that start with Control X. Many of them have to do with Windows files, buffers, and related things. These commands are 2, 3, or 4 characters long. Inserting and deleting. If you want to insert a text, just type the text ordinary characters like A, 7, star, etc. are inserted as you type them. To insert a new line character, type return. This is the key on the keyboard which sometimes labeled enter. To delete the character immediately before the current cursor position, type delete. This is the key on the keyboard usually labeled backspace. The same one you normally use outside Emacs to delete the last character typed. There may also be another key on your keyboard labeled delete, but that's not the one we refer to as delete. Do this now. Type a few characters and delete them by typing delete a few times. Don't worry about this file being changed. You will not alter the master tutorial. This is your personal copy of it. When a line of text gets too big for one line on the screen, the line of the text is continued into the second line. If you are using graphical display, little curved arrows appear in the narrow spaces on each side of the text area, the left and right fringes, to indicate where a line has been continued. If you are using a text terminal, the line is indicated by a backslash on the rightmost screen column. Insert text until you reach the right margin and keep inserting. You will see a continuation line disappear. Use delete S to delete the text until the line fits on one screen line again. The continuation line goes away. You can delete a new line character just like any other character. Deleting new line character between two line merges them into one line. If the resulting combined line is too long to fit in the screen width, it will be displayed with the continuation line. Move the cursor to the beginning of a line and type delete. This merges that line with the previous line. Type return to reinsert the new line you deleted. Beginning of the line, previous line. Okay. The return key is special in that pressing it may do more than just insert a new line character. Depending on the surrounding text, it may insert a white space after the new line character, so that when you start typing on a newly created line, the text lines up with that on the previous line. We call this behavior where pressing a key does more than simply inserting a we call this behavior where pressing a key does more than simply inserting the relevant character electric. Here is an example of return being electric. Type return at the end of this line. You should see that after inserting the new line, Emacs insert spaces so that the cursor moves under the T of type. Remember that most Emacs commands can be given a repeat count. This includes text characters. Repeating a text character inserted several times. Try that now. Control U 8 star to insert 8 stars. Control U 8 star. Okay. We have now learned the most basic way of typing something in Emacs and correcting errors. We can delete by words or lines as well. Here is a summary of the delete operations. Delete, create the character just before the cursor. Control D, delete the next character after the cursor. Create the character just before the cursor. Control D after the cursor. Okay. Control D has been rebound, but we can use meta x delete character instead. Meta delete, kill the word immediately before the cursor. Kill the next word after the cursor. Meta delete. Meta D. Control K, kill the cursor position to the entire line. Meta K, kill to the end of the current sentence. Notice that delete and control T versus meta delete and meta D extend the parallel started by control F and meta F. Well, delete is not really a control character, but let's not worry about that. Control K and meta K are like control E and meta E, sort of, in that lines are paired with sentences. You can also kill a segment of text with one uniform method. Move to one end of that part and then type control space. Space is spacebar. Next, move cursor to the end of the text you intend to kill. As you do this, Emacs highlights the text between the cursor and the position where you typed control space. Finally, type control W. This kills uh, all the text between two positions. Move the cursor to the Y at the start of the previous character. previous paragraph. Uh, Now type control space, say display a message mark set at the bottom of the screen, move the cursor to the n in the end, the end on the second line of the paragraph. Now type control W. This will kill the text starting from the Y and ending just before the N. The difference between killing and deleting is that killed text can be reinserted at any position, whereas deleted things cannot be reinserted in this way. You can, however, undo a deletion. See below. Reinsertion of killed text is called yanking. Think of it as yanking back or pulling back some text that was taken away. Generally, the you commands that can remove a lot of text kill the text. They are set up so that you can yank the text, while commands that remove like one character or only remove blank lines and spaces do deletion. So you cannot yank that text. Delete and control D do deletion in simplest case with no argument, and given an argument they kill instead. Move the cursor to the beginning of the line which is not empty, um, which is not empty line. And then control K second time. See that it kills the new line which follows that line. Note that single K kills the contents of the line and second control K kills the line itself, and makes all the other lines move up. Control K treats a numeric argument, especially it kills that many lines and their contents. This is not mere repetition. Control U to control K kills two lines and their new lines. Typing control K twice would not do that. You can yank the killed text either at the same place where it was killed or some other place in the text you are editing, or even a different file. You can yank the same text several times. That makes multiple copies of it. Some other editors call it killing and yanking, cutting and pasting. See glossary in Emacs manual. Command for yanking is Control Y. It reinserts the last killed text. Control Y has been rebound, but you can use Shift V instead at the current cursor position. Try it. Type Control Y to yank the text back. If you do several Control Ks in a row, uh, all of the killed text is saved together, so that you can so one can so that one Control Y will yank all of the lines at once. Do this now. Type Control K several times. Now retrieve that killed text. Type Control Y, then move the cursor down a few lines. You will now see how to copy some text. What do you do if you have some text you want to yank back and then kill something else? Control Y would yank the most recent kill, but the previous uh, text is not lost. You can get back to it using the meta Y command. After you have done Control Y to get the most recent kill. Typing meta Y replaces that yanked text with the previous kill. Typing meta Y again and again brings in again earlier and earlier kills. When you have reached the text you are looking for, uh, you do not have to do anything to keep it. Just go on with your editing, leave the yank text where it is. If you meta Y enough times, you come back to the starting point, the most recent kill. Kill a line, move around, kill another line, and then do Control Y to get back to the second kill line. Then do meta Y, and then it will be replaced by the first kill line. Do more meta Ys and see what you get. Keep doing them until the second kill line comes back, and then few more. If you like, you can try giving meta Y positive or negative arguments. So Control Y, okay, Control K killed everything. Control Y yank. Okay, I don't want this, so meta Y something. Okay, Control Y, meta Y. Okay, Control Y, meta Y. Control U plus Control U 1 meta Y. Control U plus Control U 0 meta Y. So I can select from all the killed text using Control U 0 meta Y. Okay, I can also use the mouse. Okay, okay, that's nice. Control U 1, um, then meta Y does what? Control the same thing. Control U -1 meta Y. Control U -1 meta Y, and then tab. Okay, Control U meta Y. Control U meta Y also does the same thing. Okay, so what's negative and positive argument? Control U +1 insert plus stray meta plus meta 0 meta Y. So, okay, let's move on. So if you make a change, so this is undo section. If you make a change to the text and then delete, oh sorry, decide that it was a mistake, you can undo the change with the undo command. Control front slash, normally control front slash undoes the changes made by one command. If you repeat control front slash several times in a row, each repetition undoes one more command. But there are two exceptions. Command that do not change the text don't count. This includes cursor, motion commands, and scrolling commands, and self-inserting characters that are usually handled in groups of up to 20. This is to reduce the number of control front slash you have to type to undo insertion of text. Kill this line with control K and then control front slash, and it should reappear. Control underscore is an alternative undo command. It works exactly same as control front slash. On some text terminal, you can omit the shift key when you type the control underscore. On some text terminals, typically, sorry, typing control front slash actually sends control underscore to Emacs. Alternatively, control XU also works exactly like control front slash, but it's a little less convenient to type. Control XU. Okay. A numeric argument to control front slash control underscore or control XU acts as a repeat count. You can undo deletion of text just as you do just as you can undo killing of text. The distinction between killing something and deleting it affects whether you can yank it with control Y. It makes no difference for undo. Okay.